right? So for those that do not know me, my name is Jose. My email is jose.diaz@csun.edu. That's the best way to get a hold of me. I'll get back to you within a couple business days. I can as soon as possible. But that's the best way to get a hold of me. I always try to go through my email beginning of the day. Um, I'm the web specialist for humanities. I have access to every single site folder within the humanities site folder. So if there's any errors, any questions you may have, you can reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. If you cannot understand me or if you need me to repeat something, feel free to just let me know and I'll gladly repeat myself. We're all learning, so it's not good. I don't take it personal. Great. And close mine. All right. So to begin, I want to show you in the humanities site folder. So here in the humanities site, I'm not sharing my screen. Share. Can y'all see? I'm not sharing my screen. Can y'all see my screen? This is just like the view of me. Y'all see?
Yeah, we could see it.
You see my screen? Or is it just me that you're seeing?
No, we see your screen.
Okay, great. All right. So here in the humanities site folder, if you go under about the college, systems and technology, I scroll down all the way down to guides, tutorials, and training. Within here, I've listed all the resources we'll be covering today, and I'll probably get rid of some of these Web 1s since there's basically no more sites in Web 1. But here are the Web 2 resources. There's the login. You jump in there, start editing your site folder. This testing in Web 2 is like another environment that IT has created. If you want to go in there and just test things out, it's there for you. This Intersect LA, it's the student organization here in campus that was hired to own the project, that's been working on the migration project. This CSUN logo and graphic resource downloads, very helpful resource. Let's take a look at it. Here's where you can get nice logos. So you don't have to like recreate them. You just simply download these and put them on print material or the website, I guess, too, if you need to. Graphic elements, just nice graphics there. Another thing I want to show you from this identity site is the style guide. So here's tons of references you can always look at. And something we should consider, I always say site folder because we like to reference our department website as a website, but it's a site folder. It still belongs to CSUN, so always keep that in mind. We try to stay consistent throughout the whole website. I know we want our websites to stand out, but they connected consistency with student success, and we're all about student success here at CSUN. So we try to stay consistent so the students could know where to find these items. And that's the whole part of the redesign, where you see these extra pages and things are organized within like current students and prospective students and resources and advising, just so students could just know where to find things. Consistencies is the key here. So here on the style guide, I want to show you part of consistency. It's just a little detail like time. And when it comes to time, please use noon or midnight rather than 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. These are things that university communication has created. It's not me coming up with this stuff. And also when it comes to the time, they just want the numbers. They do not want the double zeros. So here's examples for you. Another thing when it comes to consistency, it's avoid all caps when you're writing. We use, I think it's called camel case in some cases when it comes to titles. It's just consistency. Also consider who's your audience. Your audience is professionals, students. It's not elementary kids. It's not, high school students. It's folks who are getting educated, and just consider that when you're writing to them. Like a good example is like, don't say, turn off the lights when you're exiting out the room. You want to say, please turn off the lights or things like that. So here's these resources that you can find on that page. Another good resource is these downloads. So there's graphic elements and there's additional resources. Oh. Logos, specific. Scroll down, they're all here for you, specific logos too. There's this bug with the accordion. You see that when like I open them all, it like jumps down to the bottom. So there's like CSUN specific department logos. It takes you to this box URL. And here you can find the like specific logo for your department. Like just meaning studies since we're talking about them today. So it's pretty neat. So you don't need to recreate this stuff. And if you need something like this created, you can just contact University Communications and they'll help you out and they'll add it to this resource. All right, any questions so far? I said. So here's this Web2 naming conventions as well. Another resource that I listed here for you. This is a document created by Intersect LA. And it's some good stuff here, like when it comes to links, make your links descriptive. And this comes with web accessibility. We're trying to create a universal design that anyone could access. So the whole idea behind making your URLs descriptive is that if someone is using a screen reader, someone's visually impaired, and they're using a software tool that will read the content to the user, if, just imagine if you close your eyes and someone tells you, click here, learn more, read more here, you have no idea what they're talking about, right? You don't know the context. So when it comes to links, you want to make them descriptive. Best practice is if you can pull the link out of context and you still have an idea what it is, you're on the right path. So here's some good examples. Explore master's program, you know what they're talking about. Learn more about applying, learn more about the event happening for this department, something like that, right? So make them descriptive. Avoid non-descriptive links. It's just a big bad practice. Another thing here in this naming conventions, scroll down. See if they have the sizes of the images here. It's like when it comes to naming your images, here it is. So we'll practice on adding images so here's just for your resource. There's this link and I'm pretty sure it's hard to remember this, but when it comes to having like sliders, the image dimension is 900 by 600. When you're using images throughout the website, I think like the main size that they want us to be using is 900 by 900. See that? So that's just like keeping everything uniform. If you want like a little banner, it's 900 by 300. So consider that. You see the most common is the 900 by 900. When it comes to images, it's best if you reduce the file size. And I do that using Photoshop. And I'm in a PC right now, I'm not on my personal computer, but if you have questions on that, you can always reach out to me. It just makes the pages load faster. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, by the way. All right, so these resources are for you. Right, I'm gonna close that. See what else I want to show you from here. Yes, those when it comes to that, naming conventions, the forms. Also have the link right here for the forms. So let me just show you, just so you have an idea on how it works. So the first step is you click on this link and you sign in using this authenticator, sign in, you'll log in. At this point, you created a user for yourself in this system of WordPress. So when you first log in, you won't see this add new. At this point, you'll go and create a ticket with IT and let them know, hey, I need access to this URL to create forms. And then at that point, you'll have access to create the forms. Let's see, forms, add new post. There it is. This is forms right there, new form. And then here, you basically add new. And there's all kinds of forms, a simple contact form, advanced contact, all this other stuff. So this is just forms. Like if you want a generic user to, input their information and stuff like that. But when it comes to like a survey, or like if you want to know, like if you're throwing an event, like something more robust, like if you have like tons of questionnaires and you want it to be with logic, like if someone says no to this, but yes to that, I recommend using Qualtrics, and that's a different system. And everyone should have access to that too. And that's a different URL as well. And if you have questions on that, feel free to send me an email on that too. And Qualtrics is cool because you actually pull like pretty cool reports of it, like a whole Excel sheet. These forms will just send you an email, like when someone, fills it out. We also have this payment ones too. I haven't tested out this payment one, but it's all here for you. And then once you create the form, you basically need to create another ticket with IT and let them know that, make this live. So that's how that works. So if anyone has questions or need to create a form, has some kind of a case to create one, we can work on this together, or just reach out to IT, and that's how you do that. Okay, any questions on that?
Hi, Jose. Yeah, actually, you know what? So you just passed the form that I created there.
Listen,
I wasn't sure if it was actually working. So to post the form, I still have to create a ticket.
yeah, to make it live. Let
It
me
was
see.
that
Let me take a look at it. Forms.
that ENGL. Yeah, both of those I tried. Well, the pre-application was the one I was trying to actually make work.
Yeah, you still need to review it. Yeah, you see this? You have adequate permission to preview it. So yeah, we still need to contact it to make them live at this point. Yeah. Another thing I've done is once I create the form, I create a page for it. So I have this like example here. So there's this page, and I basically inserted the form in the page. I click on this link to view the page, and now this link, and that's basically the link to my form. So you can test it out this way, but I believe you need to contact IT to make it live and also add the recipients. Because as you can tell, like when you created the form, you cannot add like the emails on who's going to receive it. I don't know if you noticed that. So
Yeah, I was wondering where that part was. Okay, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. So that's how that works right there. So you still need to contact IT to list the people who's going to receive the email.
Zay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Could this be used in place of Eventbrite for like registering for an event if you want people to register for an event?
Yeah, it could work there too. Yeah.
Great. And so where do you go to like download the responses?
They'll send you an email on that. Like every single response will send you an email. I'm not sure if you could like export it.
Like run a report?
Yeah, I'm not sure on that part.
Mhm.
I think they'll just send you emails every single time someone like answers.
Completes it. Okay.
Yeah. When it comes to events, like something like that, you think about who's your audience. Maybe I'm sorry, I was gonna say MetaSync will probably be a better place for it. Like depending on what kind of event you're trying to throw, like where are students seeing this kind of stuff? It's always fun to ask when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like I'm taking a course and none of my professors have ever mentioned the website, just Canvas, and like they haven't mentioned MetaSync when it comes to like student organizations, but that's a probably good thing to ask the students, a good survey on like what's to put it out there. But yeah, we can always try it out when it comes to an event. So that's the forms. So similar to the forms, we have the news and events. So let me show you that one. And it looks similar. It's the same WordPress. You sign in, credentials. That was already logged in. So here we are. And then new. Post will be like a news article, and let me show you a good example of that, and that's I think this religious studies. / So this is an event, how they don't have, probably like the humanities website will probably be a better example. All right, these are the events, how they appear, and they need to have a start date and an end date. So that's just unfortunate. You cannot put like the beginning of the semester or the beginning of the summer. And look at that. That's what I was telling you about how it doesn't like special characters in the titles. So like consider that. It comes up like this. So these are events, and down here are like the news. That's how they appear. So events will go away as soon as the event passes, and the news will stay there. And I get asked, how can we archive our events? So a good solution for that is you create a news post and just say like, these are all the events that are happening this month or this semester. And a good example of that, I believe Jim did something like that. So I can find that for you. Looks like it will be. Yeah, it's this one. So as you can see, when I clicked on the event and sent me to this other URL, and I'm basically in the campus solutions on news and events. So the whole campus sees this. So here, Jim listed like all the program funds and sponsor events, just so they won't go away. We have this like archive. So, these Wednesdays is already passed, but it's listed here. So there's like one solution to go about it. So I'm gonna go back. Questions? Yeah, and sure, instead of Google Forms, one reason why we use this instead of Google Forms is because you could embed the form into a web page, and Web2 is just so tied down that you cannot embed a form in a page. And that's just unfortunate. Like it'll be like you see the page and then the user will need to click on it and then open another tab and then see the form. But what the campus solution is, they'll go to a page that's branded with CSUN and the form is already there. So that's like the difference on that. But yeah, I believe it could be used for brand registrations and stuff like that. Good question. All right, so back here and the news and events solution. So within here, you want to create a post that's like the news. So you go to add new post. And then here's where you do not put the special characters in the title. In the block of text, you could add whatever you like. When it comes to the news, you put a feature image. Scroll down so I can find this feature image. Post. Feature image. I'm gonna scroll down to these categories. These categories is where it will appear on the campus solution. Go back to this campus solution. That's this CSUN news and events. So they have these different categories right here. Scroll down, all these different categories. So that's how you could have it listed in one of these different categories. Scroll down, but these are the news feeds. These new feeds is how you make it appear on your website, on your site folder. So if I scroll down within the College of Humanities, here it is, we have these. So if you do not see your site folder here, that's because we need to create a ticket with IT and let them know like, hey IT, please create a category in news and events for the Department of Armenian Studies on newsandevents.edu, and they'll create it here. So these are the ones that we have created so far. And then once you create your events, you just select it here, so philosophy, and then you can make it appear in the feed automatically. You can make it appear on multiple site folders, like in philosophy and the home, our college department site. So most of the events and news I create, I'll also add them to humanities. So get more eyes to see the wonderful events that our department creates. So that comes with the post. I'm gonna go back and I want to show you the events. The events. As you can see, I can only see the ones I created. I'm gonna go to add new event. Event title, no special characters, doesn't like it. You put your text, you put your feature image. Scroll down right here. Feature image, that makes it appear on the feed. See this start date? It wants the start date and time. I know sometimes, and then all day events, that works too. So that's cool as well. Multiple events scheduled. So you have like multiple days happens on these. So kind of smart logic there. Location, you search for different locations. You can also create a new location if you don't see it here. Organizer, College of Humanities, Human Research and Resource Center. URL, if it costs something, you can leave it empty if it's free. You know, all that stuff there, you can leave all that stuff empty as well. And then back to the feed, make sure you add this feed if you want it to appear in your site folder. So here you will search for humanities. You always do a Control F, Command F, I'm sorry. Yeah, Control F. And you just search for whatever you're looking for. So let's say religious studies. So there it is. You know, instead of like scrolling all through this stuff. So college humanities, I wanted to make it appear in CSUN religious studies. That's how you make it appear. So that's one part of it, actually. Once you create, you know, well, I'll probably help you out, but you'll just create your events and it'll be good to go. And then I'll help you configure it in the website, and I'll show you how to do that once we jump into the website. So any questions when it comes to news and events and how they work? So you simply create it here and it'll appear on the website. It's a little lag, probably like 10-minute lag, but it'll eventually appear. And also if you like make an edit on the title or on the text, it'll be a small lag, but at the end of the day, it'll update. So just consider that as well. All right. So here's also the login. If here's the request access to edit and publish via the ticket system, top desks. There's also a tutorial. I have one right here for you. So this is a tutorial on how to create the news and events on WordPress. So you want, I know I'm throwing a lot of content at you. So here, just go create a new post. This is all here for you. Put an image and all that other stuff. Okay. Or you're not alone. You always could email me with questions. Okay, so close that there. Close these. All right. So CSUN Web Accessibility, also best practices when it comes to creating a universal design. You know, making sure you have a correct header order. You always want to start with the title will always be a header 1, and you want to go on with a header 2, header 3, and follow that. Yeah. Always consider color contrast as well when you're adding images. And when you add an image, avoid adding like text over some kind of image. It's kind of hard to see. And you talk about links. Reading level 2, consider your audience. You know, you don't want to like throw really advanced words or multiple syllable words on one of your, you know, prospective students' webpage, because it's high school students who's viewing those pages. And also avoid throwing like acronyms. In some cases, like let's say you're throwing an event for high school students in the summer, and you're telling everybody, meet me in JR 300. Probably those students have no idea what JR means. You probably want to let them know is meet me at Jerome Richfield room 300, right? Because they're not used to the lingo within the internal campus. Right. So let's jump into the system in Web2. I'm gonna put the login link in the chat, so you just simply jump in there. So you go ahead and log in. And then when you first click on this link, it asks you to log in. I'm already logged in. So I want to show you how it kind of looks when you first log in. All right. So when you first log in, and I'll wait if anyone has any issues logging in. But something that kind of scares everybody is this: you are not authorized to access this page. This is probably the first thing you're gonna see. But do not fear that where you go and start editing your site is under this groups. So everyone's gonna see this. But do not panic. It's just I don't know, just by default. That's what that says there. Is everyone logged in? Yeah. Yes, great, great, nice. So something to note on this first like welcome page, it's under groups. Here you can see all your files too. So if I click on files, here I can see the different files I have uploaded. And I haven't found a way to delete my files. I think there's probably a way, but just something to consider. I probably haven't really like dug deep on how to delete them. But something, a way you could like figure out the URL file once you upload it, and I'll show you how to upload a file. And once you upload it, if you click on this link, there's like the link to the document. But something to very be to note is this URL. As you can see, the URL starts with this live/CSUN/Northridge. You do not really want to share this URL with the public. You want to change the prefix, this part right here, to www, probably W2. Let's try www, let's see what happens. .csun.edu. That didn't work. So it's W2. W2. And that's the link to my PDF, to my document I uploaded. So say you want to share it via email or with your students through Canvas or something like that, just know on that special detail. Okay. And I'll show you how to add the PDF in a bit, but just something to know. And also when you're sharing links, like a live link, avoid using that URL. It's just incorrect. We could probably only see that because we're within the internal intranet. You know, once you're outside, like in the free internet, you may not be able to see it. Only because we're internal, we could see this URL. And we're logged in as well. Okay. I'm gonna go back. So under groups, then list, you'll see the list of the sites you have access to. So if you don't see like a site folder you need access to, you can feel free to reach out to me and I'll give you access to a site folder that you need. But everyone here should probably see Armenian studies, right? Everyone sees Armenian studies? Yes?
I don't see it, Jose. This is Lisa.
Okay, let's make sure you have it.
Just FYI, yeah.
Yeah, I want to make sure everyone has our Armenian studies because that's the site folder we'll be working on today.
Okay.
I don't want y'all to work on your current website, your site folder. Because I want you to make like life changes to your site. And Armenian Studies is one of the last sites I need to publish live. It's the last one, that one in the China Institute.
Oh, and Leslie doesn't have it either.
Got it. Let's take a look. So this is how basically I give you access. Sign. Go ahead and refresh and hopefully you can see it now.
Yeah, I can see it.
Great. Yes, great. All right, so let's click on Armenian Studies, this link. And now you get this view. So I always keep this kind of view open. And close these other tabs I have. PDFs open too. Great. Right here, I keep this open and I hold Control and I click on this link and that has it open in a new tab. I click on this link right here, that says the title of the site folder. See Armenian Studies Program. In your site folder, it'll say, whatever you're working on, English department, but that gives you a view of the site. And again, note the URL. live-CSUN, that's how you know you're in this editing environment. And if you scroll down just a bit under this long banner, you'll see this view, edit, delete, and revisions. That's how you know you're like in this edit view. Okay. So here's basically like the page. I want to go back real quick. You can just follow along. But I want to show you that under this notes tab, if I hold control and click on this notes tab, here I can see everything that's been created, like every single page and feature. We'll go over how to create features and all this stuff. I just want to show you that here's where you find everything. The only time that you'll probably be going to this notes page is when you want to edit a feature. And we'll go about that as the training continues. Okay. But if you want to edit a page simply, this is the best view. If you just simply click on the link, the title of the page, and then you're getting this view, and you just simply, let's say you want to edit the current students page. You just simply could go in here and edit, start seeing the content. Okay. But on that notes page, that's how you could edit like the features and the contact card and also create content within this notes page. Add new content. Here's where you add a new page or a new testimonial or a new feature and all that stuff. And we'll go over how to do that in a bit. Any questions so far? All right. So I just want to show you the features and just label them out for you, just so you can know when we start creating them. So the home page, this is a wide page. As you can see, it stretches, and it also doesn't have that like side content here. So this is a wide page compared to show you the other not wide page. And here they call it it's kind of hard for me to pronounce this word. Tertiary page. Tertiary page, that's what that is. And there's the wide page, full wide page. So I want to show you a quick example back in the humanities site folder on different cases that we use a wide page. So the wide page, we use it on the home page because it allows us to add these nice, I guess you can also add the testimonial. Not, but we'll see. I can't recall if you've added a testimonial in the Terry page. But I know you could only add the events and the news in a white page, and also the slideshow and the cards too on a white page. Okay. So that's the white page. And then another case that we use a white page is for the news and events. Some of you may not have a news and events page just yet, but if we need to create one, we'll create one. And this is a full page as well. Again, the full page allows you to add a banner compared to the Terry pages. It doesn't allow you to put a banner. So on this news and events page, we listed the feed. It's there. We also listed the feed of the news, and we had a nice slideshow. So this is the event that just passed. So you can do that also on a white page. You cannot do that in the Terry page. I like this picture here. I'm taking a photo. It's like a happy mom seeing their student, like their son at a concert. You can add as many as slideshows as you want. And just note, it adds this like shading in the bottom. See that? So like in some cases you want to add like a banner with text, consider that it adds shade in the bottom. Like if your text is white, it may not work in some cases. See that? Kind of like the banner. The banner is like has a shading above it, and it has like this grayish to it. So consider that, and we don't have access to make any changes on that. I just want to quickly show you, and you just follow along. If I edit this white page, I want to show you how this is configured, the events. So I'm gonna open this full width modules. Here you can see how this stuff is listed. So I'm going to go to edit all. And the events and the news is listed with this special URL, the special feed. And I'll help you configure that. But that's just how this basically is calling that WordPress. And that's how it makes it appear automatically. And this is the photo gallery. So that's just how that's configured. Any questions so far? No, it's probably like a lot of content. All right, so back to Armenian studies. Let's go ahead and get our hands on, and then we'll go ahead and create a page, and we'll start adding different content to it, adding PDFs and images. Most likely you won't be creating so many pages on your site builder, but it's just for training purposes. So you have your own page here. We're going to add this page on this navigation menu. So you'll start seeing like tons of pages listed here. And then we'll start adding the content to it. All right. And when I say that you won't be adding so many pages, because most of the stuff will fit in these categories that we have. And yes, there is cases that you'll create a page, you want to extend, or you have like tons of content, and that's totally fine. Do not feel constrained to these categories. Okay, this is just what the campus wants us to do with this template redesign. I'm not saying to go and change as it is, but I'm saying that, you know, we're flexible. If there's a case to it, we can always do it. All right, so let's go ahead and create the page together. So I'm gonna go back, kind of where we started, just to get some refresher. So listing the site, I'm gonna go to Armenian Studies. On this page, I'm gonna click on Nodes, because that allows you to create a new page. All right, I clicked it with Control, and it opens in a new tab. So here I am in Nodes, and I'm gonna go to Add New Content. Let's go ahead and click on that together, and I'll open it in a new tab too, just because. Here I am, close that tab. Let's go ahead and create a Terry page together. So I'm hold on Control, and this new tab, and I'm basically creating a new page. All right, so let's name this page based off your first name so you can know whose it is. So mine is Jose, and I'll call it Students. Like that. And then best practice, when it comes to your title, put the abbreviation of your department in parentheses. So for this case, it's Armenian Studies, and that's parentheses, Armenian Studies Program. All right, and I'll show you why in a bit, but it just makes it easier to create internal links, right? So go ahead and do that. When it comes to the H1, it doesn't need to have that abbreviation. You can just basically copy the same title. Try and copy it right there. Control C, I'm gonna paste it right here. Header 1, same title. All right. So the title, it's also what appears in your tab. So here my tab, if I hover over it, I don't know if you see, but if I hover over this tab, it says Armenian Studies Program, CSU Northridge. Let me see if I go like to another page, like this one here. See current students, ASP, CSUN Northridge. And the reason for that is because all these site folders have the same page, current students on, you know, queer studies, on religious studies, and all these other pages. So that abbreviation knows from what site folder we're seeing this from. It's just easier to identify. So that's why we're doing that. Okay. And then down here, save as, I'm gonna put it as published. Menu settings, go ahead and provide a menu link. Click on that. And then on this group dropdown, select the Armenian Studies Program. And that's how you make it appear on that navigation. If you want it to appear like nested under a different page, you just basically select the page. So if I wanted it to be like nested under students, where I have my current students and prospective students, I'll basically nest it within students. If I want to nest it within like current students, I would select current students and it'll be under current students. But in this case, I just wanted to appear in that red top navigation. So I just put it directly under the site folder, Armenian Studies Program. On this menu link title, I'm gonna get rid of the abbreviation so it won't appear on the on the top navigation. So just erase it like that. All right, the weight, the lower the number, the more it'll appear first. So if I want my page to appear last, I'll put like a high number, like number 10 or something like that. But in this case, I'll just leave it empty, just for training purposes. All right. Sidebar modules. That's how you have the content appear on the side. See this content right here on the side? So this is a contact card. And I make sure that every single page in the humanities college suite of sites has a gift button. It just makes it easier to donate. And I chose the color teal. We only have two options. It's either red or teal, because that kind of reminds people of money in my head. You know, if you see that green, it's like money, you know, donate. So that's why I chose that. So by staying consistent, we're going to add that in every single page. If you don't like that color, if you have a better idea, feel free to reach out and we can work something out. So I'm going to go back. Sidebar modules. Let's start with this add contact card sidebar. Add a contact card sidebar. Click on that. And I already pre-created this widget, this file, so it's going to appear when we start typing it. So here's another reason why we create everything with our abbreviation. So here I'm going to type in ASP, and there's the ASP contact card. See that? So it's just best practice to name everything based off that abbreviation. And we'll practice creating a feature, and I'll show you how to create this. But just for you can see another example. Let me see, like religious studies, that's RS. You'll probably like navigate RS contact, because I'm a bit different. There it is, RS. I put an underscore, so that's probably like one of the first sites I created. So just for reference. So ASP contact card, great. So I have that card. Now let's add that button. So here it says add contact card slide bar. Click on the little drop down menu. And then I'm gonna select add CTA buttons. CTA stands for call to action. So click on that. Select the value, that's like the style, and then there's that teal. The URL, I'll put it in the chat for y'all. We're gonna use the same Armenian studies. Copy link address, and I'll put it in the chat. So and I got some messages in the chat too, my bad. Take a look. Yeah, control and click opens a new tab. Control, yep. Revisions tab, you know, I never really played with that revisions tab. Probably because I'm the only one editing. I don't really use it. I never really like rolled something back as well, luckily. But I never really played with that. So go back to the page. And I'm going to drop it under this URL. And then link text. Give today is action oriented. Give today. Do not say give here. That's bad practice. Give today. And then there's another option too. If you want to add like a list of links, add contact card sidebar, put this little drop down. You also add related links sidebar. Let's just put one in there. Let's put like a link to, I'll put like a link to this guide to tutorials. I'll put it in the chat for y'all. And then I'll give you the link text too. You don't have to be typing everything. So we're just gonna add a link to this guide tutorials and training. So you are link text, guide tutorials and training. And I'm copying that link I put in the chat. And I'm just going to put that URL there. Cool. So all we have touched is we're adding the page to the top nav. Quick overview. We added a title. We put the abbreviation because that helps it identify in the bookmark, and also identifies it when we're calling links. In this H1, it doesn't need to have it. We add it in the menu. We put it under the main parent item. Also, another thing, this meta tag description, that's how you have that description that appears in Google when you search for a page. All pages of your site folders have a description. You're free to edit that. I use handy dandy ChatGPT to create those tags for y'all. So you can always create that for you. All right. And then we made the page published. We added links, we added a button, and we added that contact card. Let's go ahead and save. Let's drop down. All right, so I'm gonna refresh and I should see everyone's page there. So here's Frank's students, good stuff, Frank. See that contact card, that gift today, and that link. You can always change the order of this too. I guess we're staying consistent like this, but you know, if you're adding links or like, you can always add more contact cards too. See Leslie's. Good stuff, Leslie. Nice. Any questions?
Sorry, Jose, am I supposed to hit save? Is that how you see it when you refresh?
It's
I
at the
don't know.
bottom.
Pardon?
Yeah, correct. It's towards the bottom, like this save.
Oh, okay, that's what I didn't do. I'm like, something's not right.
So it's not appearing.
There we go. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. So Vanessa's is here, good stuff. So our page is empty. Now we just added is these content inside. Any questions y'all may have so far? So far, so good. All right. So let's go ahead and create a feature. So we can just simply add the feature, we'll add content and the feature that we'll create. All right. So we have this feature created. We just quickly show you what's a feature. So here on the Armenian Studies program, under students, we got these boxes, and this is what's called a feature. And you can add a link to it. They're very customizable. You add a link, you can just add an image. You don't need to have an image. You can even add a video to these things. Let me see a good example of that. I think like under maybe. We'll just jump in there and do it. All right. I think like under queer studies, they have like a feature like saying, join this program or something like that. So let's go back to the notes. So let's say you're here viewing the page, but when you can get back to that, unfortunately, you need to go all the way back to groups. That's why I kind of open them in different tabs. So I have groups, and then you go back to Armenian Studies program, and then go back to this notes, and then add new content. So that's kind of why I think have these tabs open, just to avoid all those clicks. So add new content, I'm back here. And I'm gonna add, by the way, here's the contact card. So similar to how we're gonna do right now with the feature, down here, sub feature, it's the same thing with the contact card. All right, so let's go and create a new feature. Title, and we wanna name it based off the site folder. So let's start with A, Armenian Studies Program /_ It just makes it easier to find it. And let's just put your first name so you know whose it is. And I'll call this feature. Just like that. So we know it's a feature, we know what it is. Like for the current student one, like the one I have here for like students, this one's called ASP-current students -feature. This is called prospective students. Just give it like a good description. All right, there is my feature. Content, like just add something in there, like this is my training in Web2. Nice little text there. We add links. Let's add a link. Let's add the same link I put in the chat. So I'll put that link with the guides, tutorials, and training. Or you can put any link in there too. Some practice going on. So link text, here's my link text. Here's my URL, the URL there. Cool. Feature image, let's add an image in there. Add media. You can always upload, like choose file and uploading your image. Just recall they want the image to be 900 by 900. You always search for students. Try to search for yourself. Let's see how that goes. Next page. Find like a nice students page, nice students image. So like the ones I added. This one's nice. I'll add this. Insert, selected. Here's my image. Okay. So quick overview. So I have my title, and these are very flexible. You do not need to add I wonder if you need to add a link. It has this little thing like it wants it though. But like you probably do. But you go add links here though. I'm interested in that now. You got links here as well. You got an image in here too within the content. But we added a title with an abbreviation, hyphen our name, hyphen feature, little text, little links, and an image. This one is save our work. Save. So that's the feature. And I think we won't have time for the testimonial, but just for you to know, the feature is that one, this one right here. And then the testimonial is similar to it, but adds these little quotes. And it has like this little slideshow. So that's the testimonial compared to the feature. See, I have like a feature here, but I don't. See the one in clear studies though. That's the testimonial. This is from right here. It looks like it does have a link. So let's go back. There it is. It's nicely saved. Now let's add it on the page that we just created. So I'm gonna go back. So this is like the back part of it. You can't really navigate like back. I need to go back to my groups list, back to my Armenian studies. I'm back in this view. I want to click on the Armenian studies program. That kind of gives me a preview of my page. And then within here, I'll go to my page. Here's my page. Now let's edit our page. Edit. And now we have this body to add content, but we're gonna leave it empty. We're gonna go straight to this tertiary modules, modules. And then you see we've got different features. Let's hit this little drop-down menu. And yes, you guessed it. We'll select the added feature panel. There's different things you can add here. Add image intruder, and we'll cover the different stuff. Let's start with the add feature panel. You want your image to be to the left or to the right? I'll put mine to the right. Here's where I call my feature. So ASP hyphen, you start seeing them listed here. So here's mine. And you'll see that yours too there. There's mine. And you can add multiple and so forth. So now that we have that, click on save. See how that looks. Look at that. Cool. So now let's add content. So let's add some text. And we're gonna do this right here. We're gonna add the text. We're gonna recreate this right here. It's under students and then current students. We're gonna recreate this text next to the image. All right. So I'm gonna copy this content, the scholarship content. We're gonna add all this stuff right here. So I'm gonna copy the header, scholarships on campus. And again, that's under students and current students. So once I copy this scholarships on campus, I'll go back to my page, edit. And I want the content to be under the feature. So to do that, I can just start adding it here in the body because it will make it appear in the top of the feature. I want to add another paragraph under my feature. So to do that, I open up this Terry modules. And then I hit the drop down menu to add another one. And I'm going to go to add this split column with heading. And this split column with heading allows you to add content side by side. So here's asking you for the heading and then also for the paragraphs. So I think I copied both of them. I should not have done that. Probably should have just copied. See that again. So this one has like two. This one has like two headings. See that? So the way you'll do that, you probably need to add like a simple paragraph right above it to add this extra heading, because it's only allowing us to add this on campus, this single heading. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm gonna copy on campus. And I'm gonna add it under this head. And that'll be like my heading 3. And then the scholarships will be my heading 2 right above it. So I'm gonna go to add content. And then I'm gonna add this simple paragraph. Okay. So here it gets a little tricky. I'm gonna move this split column under this paragraph. So I'm gonna click on this little menu. I'm sorry, these little arrows. And I'm gonna drag it down. I want my paragraph to be above the split column. And on this one right here, I'm gonna add that header right above it, which was scholarships. Scholarships. See that? So I had to do this because this split columns, it only allows me to add a single heading. And then here's the content side by side. Am I moving too fast? How's everyone doing? Have I lost anyone on this part? You're lost. So basically what I did after we added the panel, I added a paragraph. Let me show you how I did that. I'll like recreate everything I just did. All right, sounds good. Let me just redo that real quick. No worries. So I'm gonna add a paragraph first to add that scholarships heading. So here I'll add that scholarships heading. Then I'm gonna add the split content side by side. Add content, drop down menu. Split content, add split column with heading. So that is. And on this one, I'm gonna add this bottom heading, like on campus, and then that's where this other content will be. Heading. So this right here, the scholarship heading, is a header 2, heading 2. And we're following that hierarchy. Heading 2. So I need to make this heading a heading 3. You will have multiple heading 2s, like header 2, header 2, header 2. But you cannot go from a header 2 to a header 4. You cannot skip them. You need to go from a header 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. From a header, let's say you're on header 3, you can go back to header 2 and keep going that hierarchy. All right, split ratio 50-50. Here's my first paragraph. And this part's a little tricky. It's telling me to add this paragraph picker, but the way to go is click on this little drop down to add simple paragraph. Basically what this add paragraph picker is, I don't want to confuse anyone, but I just want to quickly show you what it is. This is like if you created a paragraph under this, the notes thing. See under this notes, I'll go to add new content and I create a paragraph. That's how I'll call that paragraph there. In the case for this, it's like if you want the same paragraph to appear in multiple pages, so you don't need to be like adding the same like text over and over again. You just basically call this paragraph. So that's the way you work on that. But we're not doing that in this case. We want to simply just paste the paragraph within the page. So that's why I'm selecting, I'm gonna remove that part. I'm not clicking on add new paragraph picker. I'm clicking on this little drop down to add a simple paragraph. Okay. So here on this content, I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna copy this text. So the part to the left. And you can have like two images side by side too. You can have two texts side by side. You can have like two tables side by side. So in this case, we're just having text and an image. I'm just letting you know, like, there's multiple ways you can do this. So there it is. I pasted the content there. Oh, and by the way, it looks a little funky if you have two paragraphs. It only works if you have a single paragraph. Watch, I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's see how that works. I'm gonna indent, I'm gonna add another, like the same thing. Let's see how that looks. I just noticed it kind of looks weird, but maybe it will look better since we're in training. All right, so that's the content to the left. You kind of look down here, content to the right. Oh, and by the way, I think what it is, you could not add like another paragraph within the same left. I think that's what it is. It looks funky. I think you could do like two different indents, but you cannot add like another one in the same to the left. You need to add the other one in the right. See this content right to content right, drop down, add simple paragraph, and here's where we're going to add the image. So within here, we're going to call the image. The way you do that is you click on this little icon of the insert from media library, and you click choose file. You just navigate. Choose file if you want to like upload your image. You can just navigate. You search for library. There's tons of cool images here already. So here's a nice picture of the library. I'll add that one right there. It's classic. I see this picture quite often. Insert selected. I just want to quickly show you how it looks to add an image though. I'm going to save this image. Save image as. Downloads this Armenian jewelry. Save. Let's say I didn't have that image saved in my this. And I want to edit the image. I'll go to the same icon, insert from library, choose file, my downloads, there's my image, open it, and then it wants you to add the short description and the alternative text. I usually use the same thing. So campus, it's called University Library, right? University Library. So I put a description. Never start with image of or picture of. It's bad practice. Just say what it is. Do not say picture of University Library. Just say University Library. And then save and insert. There it is. Let's save our work. Scroll down and save. So there's my page. I guess it looks fine with two, but it just looks very long. See that? So in this case, I'll just simply, I'll get rid of this paragraph, but I'll add this paragraph like in a simple paragraph, not in the content side by side. How's everyone else doing? I want to see your pages. Oh, nice, Frank. You had an image of yourself. Perfect. Nice, good stuff. That looks great. Nice. I'm glad you're getting it. Leslie, how's it going? Lisa.
I'm so far behind at this point. Sorry, Jose.
No worries. I know it's a lot of content. Any questions y'all may have or anything, just so I can show you real quick how to come do it or.
No, I'm okay. I can like review tutorials if I need to, like videos, but thank you for this. It was a lot.
No worries. Next thing I want to just quickly go over is how to add PDF documents, since that's quite often. So if we navigate to this current students page again, here I have this, there's this PDF on scholarship details. And just simply, we'll download these two to get some practice, some muscle memory going. So same idea, I'm holding control and clicking on it. And another reason for I do this too is because in Web2, it doesn't allow you to open links in a new tab. It's just so restricted. And yeah, it should allow us to do that, but for some reason, they're not letting us do that. So that's why I hold the control. So I open the PDF in a new tab. Here it is. I need to download the PDF in my machine, and then I need to upload it to the system. So the same thing, like you get an email, if I get an email from Lisa, like, hey, like add this PDF to the website, and it's attached to my email, or it's like in box, I need to download that from my email to my computer and then upload it to Web2. So here's this PDF that's going to download it. So I just basically click on the link. I'm viewing it here. I'm gonna download it. Click on this little icon, download. Give it a good name, and same idea. You want to name it based on the department. So in this case, it's the Armenian Studies Program hyphen, and I just name whatever the PDF is named and save. I'll do another one just to get that muscle memory going. What if you hold? Is it this one? Yeah, hold on. Let's download that one too. There it is, and save. Cool. All then. Right. All right, so we have those two PDFs downloaded. I'm just gonna copy this text just so I can simply paste it. This text on this scholarship under current students. So this text right here, I'm gonna copy it, Control C. I'm just gonna paste it into my page. All right, so let's go to the page that we just created. Here's my page. I'm just gonna first delete this paragraph, and I'm gonna add another paragraph right under this content side by side. Okay, so I'm gonna go to edit. Here's my Terry modules. I need to open that up. And here's my content split. Edit. In some cases, I'm gonna collapse this. I want to go back to this view. In some cases, you want to click like edit all and everything will just open up. But in some cases, I do not do that because it's just like too much, or I'm not working on this feature, so why open it up? And I just go to the specific. Sometimes like having everything open just looks too much. So something to consider. So here's my split content with heading. Here's my two paragraphs. I'm gonna delete this bottom one. Okay. And then I'm gonna go to the bottom, add accordion. I'm gonna click on the drop down menu and I'm gonna add new paragraph to paste that text. So add new paragraph. Here's my new paragraph right under it. And I'm gonna paste that text I just copied. There's my heading. Looks like it's heading 4. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna highlight the text. I'm gonna make this like a heading. Make it a heading 2. Okay, so one thing that comes up is like, Jose, I know this needs to be a heading 2, but the heading 2 is too big. Or I want it to look like the heading 6. I want it to have the size of the heading 4, but I know it needs to be a heading 2. There's a workaround for that. Let me show you. So if you do not, you do not want to follow the style of the headings, you go to this style instead of this heading drop down, style. And I'm gonna make this a text with a H4. So it's a basic text, but it's styled like an H4. So that's the workaround on that. So that's, you're not breaking no accessibility rules. It's different in the markup. It's styled like a heading 4. Okay. So here's my links. I'm gonna break them. I'm gonna highlight them, and then I'm gonna click on this little icon that has like a little unlink. It's like a broken link. And by the way, if something is a list, make it a list. Let me show you what I mean by that. If you have like a list of 2 links like that, like two texts, a long list, make it a list. You highlight the text, and then you click on this little icon, insert, remove bullet list. It just makes it easier to read. It makes it easier to scan. It's best practice doing so. All right. So now let's make it a link. So first off, every document I upload, I try my best to make it a PDF document because PDF documents can be viewed in a browser. I do not recommend uploading Word docs or Excel sheets because they cannot be viewed in a mobile device or in a browser. In order to view those kind of files, you need to have the Word suite, and it cannot be the case for all students. it kind of creates a barrier. So creating a PDF document is the best choice. It's browser compatible. So that's why I convert all documents to PDFs. And I let the user know that this is a PDF by putting it in parentheses. So now let's highlight the text. And again, our links are very descriptive. It does not say, the scholarship details here. That's bad practice. Do not do that. Or click here. Right? Bad practice. Whatever it is, make it a link, make it very descriptive. Besides being bad practice, it grinds my gears. So let's highlight the text. And then let's click on this little icon. Link. The shortcut is also Control-K. Next, I want to go to Media Library. Next, I want to select Document. And I'm going to add a file. Choose File. And I'm going to locate my document. So there's my details one. Open. Everything looks good here. And then save and insert. So it's that easy. Create a link to your PDF. I'm going to highlight the text again on this bottom one. Link. Media library. Go to your document. Choose file. Then I'm going to select my application and open. Save and insert. And those are my two links. I'm going to save my work. So here I got my text, and then here's my other text, my other paragraph, my links to my PDF. So I click on it, opens on my PDF. And again, note the URL. Because we're in the environment, we're like in this editing environment. That's why the link appears like that. Let me see, like if I go to a live view. Well, not, yeah, like the live view of the Armenian Studies website. Let's test it out. I want to check it out. So if I go to like, copy this and open another tab. So if I want to share this to like the outside world or to my colleagues, I'm gonna get rid of the prefix and I'm gonna put w2.csun.edu. That's branded. That's what we want to see. Here's our page, and then here's my page. And then if I click on my PDF, see, it still has that. Interesting. I think this isn't live. It's not live, but you do not want to share this link with this live. It's not correct. It needs to have that W2. You want it to be branded with CSUN. That's the way to go. So keep that in mind, especially when you're creating links. Like if you want to create a link to a page, and let's go ahead and do that next. But you do not want to get that live link. Okay, let's go ahead and do that next. So we're just going to simply add an accordion and add a link. And then I'll touch on any other things that y'all may have questions on, since we're past an hour already. All right, so next thing I want to show you is creating the accordion. That's pretty popular. And then we'll add the list of links. And a good example, let me show you how that looks so you have an idea how that looks. And I believe I used it under sites. Interesting. This right here. It's like a list of links. So we'll cover that. We'll do the accordion first, and then we'll do this link. Okay. So let's go back to our page. Here's my page. And then I'm gonna edit. And then here's my Terry modules. I'm gonna open that up again. Here's where all my content's listed. Everything's here. I'm gonna add an accordion. Now I am gonna click on that, add accordion. So heading tag, you do none, do H2. It doesn't change the style though. So keep that in mind, like following best practice H2. So label, I'll just put it as something simple, training. This is my training. You could add images in here, you could add links, you could add paragraphs, you got list. You got tons of stuff in the accordion. Let's add another item. So here's my add accordion item, and that just adds another tab. So I'm gonna click on that too. And I'm gonna make this again a header 2. Label. I'll put more training. And the content almost done. There it is. So that's the accordion. And again, all these modules, you can move them with this little arrow. Like if I want to put my paragraph on top of the panel, you can change the panels, you change it, it's flexible. All right, so I added my accordion, I added 2 tabs, and you can add as many as you like. Let's go ahead and add the list of links. So I'm gonna click on this little drop down. And I'm gonna select the, so I can find it. Add router list, it's not right there, the router list. So this is helpful, like you wanna have a URL that's like standing out. That's like the way I use it, like a link standing out, that's how I use it. I use it mostly on the program pages. Like, here's the program page. Like, pages that have tons of programs. Like Armenian studies, that's a good example. Or I think I used it in English too. Let's take a look. English programs. So you see that? It's that right there. So in this case, I added the image and I think the paragraph section, and I just added these links. All right. So router list, URL goes first. So let's say I want to link to my current students page from Armenian Studies. So here's why we add that abbreviation. So if I start typing for the URL, like the page name, like current students, spell current wrong. See how I have a list of tons of current students? See, that's where those abbreviations come in. So here's QS, core studies, religious studies, linguistics, AIS, American Indian Studies, and so forth. So in this case, you can select which one you like. I'll put English, why not? See, English is right there. So that's why every single page on that title, we add that abbreviation. All right, so the URL is this page. And you can also paste URLs there too. And we'll do that in the next example. And the link text is simply current students, right? You do English current students, but I'll just do current students for now. Let's add another item. So here's like, if you want to add a PDF, right? If you want to like list the URL of the PDF, that's where I was telling you that you need to make sure it has that www. So like, let's say I want to link this PDF. I want to make sure that it doesn't have this prefix, it has w2.csun.edu, and I always want to make sure it works. It works. I'll copy this URL. I'll put it in the chat for y'all. And I'll paste it there in the URL. Link text. I'm just gonna call this scholarship. And then PDF. Just for training purposes. Obviously, you want to name it the whole name, so forth. You can add as many links as you want. And go ahead and save your work. So here's my accordion. Here's my nice router list. Nice. So here's right here in this example. As you can see, I have this paragraph and then I have this content side by side, right? I have the job outlook and the paragraph and its own little paragraph, simple paragraph. And then I added the other Terry item, content side by side, right? Simple paragraph, accordion. So now you're kind of having an idea. This right here, where I have the text and the image, that's the image. What's it called? Like a intruder or something like that. Let's see what's the name of that. Let's try it out. I'll go back and edit my page. Let's add that. So Terry module, drop down menu. Notice that, see I have this image inline and image intruder. You play with them, which one works better for you? Let's try the image intruder. Let's see how that looks. So it's like I think it's just the image intruder. How's that look? Let me add this, my jewels. Yeah, that's not the one. It was the other one. Drop down menu. Image inline, add image inline. That's the one we want. So there's the image and there's the content. So add image, I'm gonna add my same jewels. Image position, I'll put it to the right. Makes me feel better. I'm just gonna put some text in there. I add the same text from the art directory review. See how that looks. Save. So the image intruder is just a basic image. And that's the other one right there with the image and the text. So, you know, this one right here kind of works the same as we did right here, the content side by side. I prefer to use the content side by side because it gives me the flexibility to add, like, you can make the content, the one to the left appear more than the one to the right. Let me show you what I mean by that. So if I go back to my page and edit, like right there, split 50-50, right? So I'm opening up my modules and split column with heading. I'm gonna go and edit that. I can make the right side wider by making it 80 by 20. So the right side is going to be 80 with the text and the image is going to appear smaller, 20%. Save that. You see that? The image appears smaller. Too bad it doesn't wrap under it. It's just the way this thing's configured. Any questions? See y'all, pages. Nice, good stuff, Frank. I mean, you're an expert. You got this.
Yeah, that's only because I've been working on the English page for a while now.
Good stuff. That's my page. I was about to say this person's doing great too. Feature nice. Good stuff. You got this. Yeah, nice. It's your PDFs, your image. Cool, great. So it's just basically the same thing over and over again. Now you kind of have an idea how this stuff works. I want to make sure on these pages if we go add the testimonial. Let's see if that says. Nice. You got two feet. I thought it was two features, but it's just the image side by side. Nice. You getting it? So I'm gonna go back to my page. I'm gonna edit. You good. As you gain practice. I want to see if I could add the testimonial though. Drop down menu. Nah, I cannot add the testimonial. Oh yeah, it's right there. Add testimonial slider. Let's add it. So we get some practice on that one. Add testimonial slider. And I have some for the humanities, right? So we just add the ones for humanities since we didn't create one. So you go add a heading and you could make this be whatever you like. It doesn't need to be like probably like you can make it say reviews or students testimonials, staff testimonials. Spotlight, that's another common one. Student spotlight, that one's cool. Or yeah, let's do that. Student spotlight. A button, CTA button, call to action button. Leave it empty. Leave that one empty too. I'm trying to think of the case I put something in there. See if humanities absolutely in there. Or like, I'm not sure. That does, yeah, the button. But here's basically how you call the testimonials. So let's call one for humanities. I think I have one in there. So HUMN, as you can see, it's helpful identifying it as a testimonial. See, that's how we did that in feature too, right? In the end, we did hyphen feature. Same thing with testimonial. I recommend naming it testimonial in the end. So abbreviation, the name of whatever you're putting in the content, hyphen testimonial, hyphen feature. Just makes your life easier. So I'm gonna add this one, and I'm gonna add another one. Type in again. I'm gonna add this one, testimonial feature. And I'm gonna add the other one too. Why not? That's another good one, advising. All right, save. Scroll down, see how that looks. So you see that right there? It kind of looks like too squished with the bottom, with the top content. Let's add like a divider or horizontal line. This looks nice though. All right, we'll add like a horizontal line here. Let's add it. Let's edit our page. Terry modules. Drop down menu. Then we'll select that horizontal rule. Horizontal rule. I'm gonna drag it right above. Well, I guess I could just bring down my testimonial slider. That'll be easier. So I dropped down my testimonial slider, so my horizontal rule could be right above it. You can add as many of these lines like. So I'm gonna save my work. And now it adds that space, adds that line, and it makes it look cleaner. So we basically touched tons of features. Talked about the contact card. Just quickly overview, I'm gonna show you how to create that. Just follow along. So back to this, the nodes, just quick reminder on how to get there. From the list of sites, click on your site folder, and then you select nodes when you want to create something new. You click on the title if you just want to simply go and edit your site, right? So I'm gonna go to nodes, add new content, and it's that contact card. Here, title, again, abbreviation, Armenian Studies Program, hyphen, contact card. If you already have one, and you want to make this like something about something different, you could maybe call it like advising content. Advising contact, right? Or like a personal one, like the labs, or there's different cases to it. Open this up, heading, title, address, phone, fax, email. You add even an image in there too. And then you simply save it, and that's how you call it in your page. The person, it doesn't work just yet. It's like bugging. I tried it, it's not working. It's under development, fortunately. And I'm not sure when they plan to finish that. Okay. Any questions? Anything y'all want me to repeat or not sure about?
I
Hopefully,
have more of like a cosmetic question. Like, when you go on like the main page of like the CSUN web page, and when you scroll, things like come in as you scroll.
yeah,
How do you do that?
it does automatically.
No, like on the main CSUN web page, like the
Oh,
photos fly in, it looks a lot more like it's like fun when you scroll through it.
yeah, like this stuff right here.
Yeah, like you scroll down and like the photos come in and then the text comes in.
Yeah, unfortunately, all this stuff is just for the homepage. I think you could have like the statistics. Like this is the feed, like this right here we do. But let's take a look. Let's see what's in the homepage. Let me see. Full web page. full body with modules. Drop down menu. So we have like different stuff here. You have the cards, the stats, testimonial slider. We have that one too. Add panel, 3 up panel. It's like I think side by side is probably gonna be. But yeah, we've got like tons of slider stuff here. Add image slider, that's like the carousel. Yeah, unfortunately, some of those features are just meant for the homepage. Add feature panel large, add feature panel. Yeah, there's no sliding stuff on the other stuff. It's just like the homepage, they wanted to brand it different. But you could add a video on the banner. See here, hero video, add a media, you add a video in there. You know, probably like contact university communications on how to go about that, or who to hire, or who to reach out to do that. Yeah, and yeah, the homepage does look different, right? It's just like the first thing students see when they hear about CSUN, so they just want to get that impression. Any other questions I may have? So just remember, everything, well, most of everything, all the tutorials and everything we kind of spoke about is listed under About the College, Systems and Technology. And I'll make sure to add a link to this video there too. Guides and tutorials. And everything should be listed here. How to log in, the ticket to IT, log into your forms, to the news and events. If your department doesn't have the feed, we'll contact IT, and then we need to add a special URL into the feed, into the page. But the article has it, and I can help you out on how to do that. But everything should be there listed for you. Yeah, like this other stuff on. I know like the stats kind of looks like these little squares, and I haven't really played with the stats. I haven't really used that much, and I think I've seen the stats like under academics. I can't recall where I've seen it, probably like in about overview. Like these stats right here. You could add something like that too. This is the content. This is the panel 3. So instead of cards, you can do something like that too. This is the feature. Another feature stacked, and another feature. Images to the left, and this one's images to the right. It's like a different, this part like the large feature, different links on it. All right. So if there's some more questions, we'll end the training there. I know I threw tons of content at you. You're always welcome to reach out to me with any questions, or a meeting as well. I'm open to it. Yeah, thanks for joining. If you have any questions, you just let me know. Also, I'll just end the training there.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. See you, everybody.